In a span of about 5 hours last night, 5 people were shot and killed in New Orleans, and now we're learning that 3 of the victims were teens.
Well, there were 4 separate deadly shootings with a teenager killed on Lawrence Road at the Willows Apartments, another teen killed on Rousseau Street, a deadly double shooting at Louisiana North Robertson, where 1 victim died, and then a double homicide at Tupelo and North Claiborne.
In that shooting, police say one of the victims died in the parking lot of the Magnolia convenience store. The other was taken to the hospital, but did not survive. And late this afternoon, police said that second victim was a teenage boy. Today, we're learning more about one of the other teen victims, and Alyssa Curtis is joining us live now with more details on a sad situation. Alyssa?
That's right, guys, a very sad situation. That victim was 17-year-old Zerrick Lebeau Jr. We learned he was just 12 days away from graduating from Eleanor McCMain. Lebeau was shot on Rousseau Street outside of that Pizza Hut. When we went to that scene earlier this afternoon, we did see some bullet holes in the walls in that shopping center. He was shot in that area around 7 p.m. while it still would have been daylight outside. Unfortunately, this is not the first InspireNOLA Charter School student that has died in the past few months from gun violence. The CEO of InspireNOLA Charter Schools, McMain, released a statement and says, in part, "We as a family are tired of the senseless violence that plagues our youth," and he's urging everyone to work together to solve this problem. I just spoke recently to Dr. Ashanta Wyatt. She knew Zerrick Lebeau Jr. and she also works to end gun violence. She describes the 17-year-old as extremely gifted and smart, as well as quick-witted and funny. She says that we are in a crisis when kids are dying like this, and we need to find a way to end it.
Makes me feel like, are our children not important? Do they not matter? Because there's nowhere that I could think of where the slaughter of kids doesn't bring the city to a screeching halt. And I'm just watching things just continue. It's business as usual in a city that I believe doesn't care enough to do more for its children.
Like Katie and Cherie said, all these 4 shootings that unfortunately killed 5 people happened within a span of just a few hours, and it happened all around the city. Dr. Wyatt says that people feel hopeless, and this is a part of the reason why people choose to go and turn to crime and violence. But I just spoke with Councilmember Eugene Green. One of those shootings happened in his district, and he says he doesn't want people to feel hopeless. He wants City Council to work towards getting more resources out to the community.
And I hope that there will be a change in the future with some of the things that the City Council is doing right now, putting in place more resources in criminal justice, but also putting more resources into such programs that deal with conflict resolution and health department providing of resources to persons.
Now, like Katie and Cherie said, we just learned within the past hour or so that one of the other victims was also a teen. So 3 teens were shot to death last night. And Dr. Wyatt wanted to emphasize that these are just children who are dying, that it is very, very unfathomable to think that these kids are not being able to see past 18 years old and they're just babies. She really, really wanted us to emphasize that these are really just children. NOPD did send out a statement, and they say that they are working aggressively to identify these suspects, and they say these senseless acts of violence will not be tolerated. Reporting live outside NOPD headquarters, Alyssa Curtis, Eyewitness News.
A sad day for the city, Alyssa. Thank you so much.